This episode is brought to you by Riverside FM. Have you ever considered recording audio and video in high studio quality right from the convenience of your home? Your answer is Riverside FM. The link in this episode's show note allows you to record and edit with an AI assistant for free.
Pause. Take a break. Reflect on life. Your moment of greatness starts now.
Today's guest is a world traveler and an expert in the field of sales. He's the author of a book describing his immigration journey, which reveals all the secrets of immigration that will help other immigrants. This book is entitled Berlin's Immigration Secrets. Welcome to the show, Erez. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here, especially knowing that you're from Hamburg and
Yeah.
through an immigration process yourself. So I think it's great because you are more familiar with the German culture and everything that's going on. So I guess it's like I'm speaking with a person who already here and therefore you'll understand better about everything.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be speaking with you because you have done the research, you've done the work, and actually digging out all those secrets that most of us don't know about. We could be here for 10 years, 20 years, and you might not still know these secrets, some of these important things that is meant to be known by all people. So thank you so much, Erez, for doing that work, and I'm looking forward to speaking with you and learning about all of these secrets from you also.
My pleasure.
So yeah, that's good. Thank you. So can you just let us start out with you telling us more about your life and immigration story? Like what attracted you to the topic of immigration at a very young age?
Yes. So it's a very interesting story because I grew up in a political area. From a young age, I was not related to my country. I felt like I was not belong there. Everything it was so tense. Nowadays, they experience instability. Um, you know, uh, I just didn't like it, and I always knew that there was supposed to be a better life. Back then, I grew up in the '80s, so back then it was the U.S. Everybody talked about the American dream. How is it?
Yes.
And everybody saw American movies and watched American movies, and everybody thought that this is going to be the number one destination always. But during the time, during the years, things have changed dramatically. And actually, now I see a lot of people from the U.S. They don't want to live there anymore. They come to Germany because a lot of reasons, and I'll elaborate about them later. But either way, I knew that my native country was not the country that I want to live in. It's not the country for me. I disagree with a lot of things that's going on over there, and I just wanted quiet. I wanted a better life. And in addition to that, I'm a very curious person, so I also had the curiosity within me to know more, to explore more, whether it's new cultures, new languages, meet new people. And it was always in the back of my mind. And as I grew up, I started to do the traveling. I started to travel to a lot of destinations, and I saw endless destinations. And then I've been through I've gone through some experiences, and then I reached a certain point, Toby, and then I asked myself, okay, I'm in my 30s right now. I want to shape my future. Where do I see myself in 5 years, 10 years from now? And you are. It's like you're coming to a point, and then you gotta make a choice. Because for me, I didn't see any future in my native country, and also remember I had this old dream of immigrating.
Yeah.
And if you combine those two reasons, those two facts, basically, that's what led me to immigrate. And and then I started to research more about immigration. I started to read more about destinations,
Yeah.
and at the end, I chose Germany. This was the country that I chose, and I'm very happy about that choice. And I'll tell you why, Toby. I had four main reasons. Number one, we're talking about a low cost of living. If you compare the renting prices, the cost of living, if you compare it to other countries, Germany's cost of living is very very reasonable. Once again, I think it also came to that because of the influence from the east. So it's not 100% capitalistic. So we have the social economic model combined with the capitalistic one. Now, the prices are getting higher. But if you take a look at the last few decades, prices were always low in Germany. I like also the fact that I'm in Berlin, so it's not fully industrial. You have lots of parks, green areas. So this was my number one reason. I wanted a better life, and reasonable prices is part of a high quality life. Don't forget that you also have best transportation. You can reach from one place to the other. You can you can go by bus, underground, U-Bahn. You can cycle. You can use the tram. Everything is so accessible, and I'm really glad because I don't have to own my own car, and it saves you a lot of time.
Yeah.
The second one is we're talking about the strongest economy in Europe. So you have lots of investors are coming. You have lots of opportunities, and once again, we are it contributes to the quality, to the high quality of life that we are experiencing nowadays in Germany. In addition to that, a low crime rate. It feels to me to walk. It feels very safe to walk around the streets, and once again, also contributes to the high quality of life. And the third reason, Toby, was my desire to learn a new language, and this is actually why I didn't choose to move to an English-speaking country. So
That's good.
moving to the US or to the UK was not the thing for me because I had a desire to learn a new language, and I really like the German language. I really like the accent, the how it sounds. I find it to be a very elegant language, and I've done the process. I finished all the levels, and it was great. It was a great experience. And the last reason, the fourth one, was my possession of an Israeli passport, and I would like to explain this one. And maybe then again, Toby, you can share how you arrived into Germany.
Okay.
Because for me, the story was a completely different thing than other immigrants. I've noticed that Germany has a list of privileged countries. What does it mean exactly? So I'm coming outside of Europe, right? I do not have a European passport, all right? But
Yeah.
I found out that after I was doing my research that Germany has a list of countries. And those countries are the United States, Canada, Israel, Australia, New Zealand, United Kingdom, Japan, and South Korea. Now, what does it mean to be a citizen of those countries? It means that even though you do not have a European passport, you can just take a suitcase, come to Germany, and then start the procedure from within once you're in Germany. So you can find a job, you can do everything. All right. And for me, it was the best solution because I didn't really, and this is what I did actually. I just took a suitcase and came to Germany with nothing, only with a suitcase. I didn't know the language at that time. I didn't have apartment, nothing basically, no job, nothing. I just came here, and then I've done the procedure from within, starting from scratch. And by doing so, I was able to learn things that nobody else could have learned. I was able to reveal all of the secrets, bureaucracy, employees' rights, how to find apartment, how to find a job, how to connect with others, things that you cannot learn anywhere else. And then this is what actually led me to write the book, because the book actually will help other immigrants. It's the ultimate immigration guide. It's the best guide that an immigrant can get if he wants to live in Germany for a lifetime.
Hey there, podcast enthusiasts. Are you ready to add a little sparkle to your day? If you're loving the insightful conversations and captivating stories on Mirror Talk Podcast, here's a friendly nudge to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll never miss out on the empowering messages and thought-provoking discussions we bring to your ears. But wait, there's more. We're all about spreading positivity and inspiration, and you can be a part of it too. How? By sharing the love with your friends and family. Share this episode with your loved ones, and let's create a ripple effect of empowerment and growth together. And hey, if you've been enjoying what you hear, why not take a moment to leave us a glowing 5-star review? Your feedback fuels our passion to keep delivering content that resonates with you. So hit that subscribe button, share the love, and leave us a review. Let's keep the conversation going and spread the Mirror Talk magic far and wide. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, your support means the world to us.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I will get into the book in a bit, but I'll love you to share, like, how was your first few days experience or first few months experience in Germany, and you're coming from Israeli or coming from a different culture, from different language into a different culture in European culture, European style. How are the first few days like for you in Germany?
Well, for me, first of all, I was fearless. I've done it. I was very prepared. I knew exactly that I'm going to stay permanently in Germany for a lifetime.
Okay.
So you gotta understand, I completely changed my life. That's why I always say, immigration is an emotional experience,
Mm.
and you gotta be very, very tough. And I gotta say, it was a real challenge because once again, I needed to work on several aspects at the same time. Also finding apartment, switching apartment, learning the language, starting to find to search for job opportunities, and I've been doing it nonstop. So I was living 24/7. I was living in immigration. That were my life uh, when I got to Germany. I didn't have any time to waste because once again, for a non-European, you have like limited time to stay. You have 3 months until you find a job or you set up your status, and that's why I worked like crazy. And that's why I always say you got to take it very, very seriously. Otherwise, you will not be able to move forward.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think this is one of the toughest challenges for a person because once again, when people say immigration, they do not fully understand what it means. They do not fully understand that it means it's a very strong and powerful word. They do not really understand that this word is changing life. The word actually is a means, for me, it means freedom. It means
Mhm.
a window of opportunity. And
Mhm.
when somebody says immigration, for me, because I wrote a book about immigration, it
Yes.
means a lot. The word immigration means like it has a completely different meaning
Mm.
to me, anyways. For me,
Let's see. So can you define what immigration means to you? What does it mean to you? The word
so first of
immigration.
all, immigration for me means freedom. Immigration for me is the opportunity to choose a better life,
Mm.
overcome obstacles, to be free, to choose the life that you want to live. Um, Remember, we are all free. We were born to be free, and the fact that you were born in Nigeria doesn't mean that you'll have to live there for the rest of your life. And this is what I always say: um, when you are born into a certain country, you are not obligated to that country. It doesn't matter even if you were born there. Okay, you gotta ask yourself: okay, you pay taxes. Is the government really taking care of you? Where are those taxes are going? Is it a corrupt government or a good government? Do you
Mhm.
really connect with the ideology of the country, with the government,
Yeah.
with the opportunities? And if so,
Mhm.
would you suggest that others will stay in this country as well? Uh,
Mm.
do you really know that in your country you can give your children the best education, the best opportunities? So those questions are really, really important questions because you're not only shaping your life, you're shaping your life of the generations after you. So
True.
by choosing a country, people need to understand that by choosing a country, you're not only securing your future, you also provide a better life for others, for your children, for
Mm,
example.
mm.
That's why it's
Yes.
really, really important. That's why I took it very, very seriously because it's like you're choosing a different life, a better life for you.
Mm,
And
mhm,
people who come from poverty, people who come from tough conditions, refugees, they really know how to appreciate. They're not spoiled.
mhm.
That's why they're willing
Yes.
to dedicate their life to this process because they know that for them there is no way back. So for a
Yeah.
person who comes from a third world country, once he comes to Germany, it's like he literally won the lottery. That's how I
Wow.
see it, and it
Mm,
actually is because you have security. You can work in a company for a
mm,
lifetime. You have employment
mm,
stability. Um, you have the best conditions ever right now,
yeah.
and this is why I think Germany is the best country for living because the model is a model that can be suitable for any person, whether
Yes.
you're a
I totally
businessman,
agree to that.
salaried employee, artist, freelancer. Everybody can
Mm.
enjoy the fruits. And this is what I always say: you have to work tremendously hard. You have to dedicate your life, but at the end, you get to enjoy those fruits.
Yes, you're totally right. You're totally right. And also, relating to that, to coming from Nigeria, I came here to study actually. I came here to study electrical engineering and information technology, and I did that because I wanted, like you said already, like a better education, a much more stable system where you can get employment after working, and you have that job security also. So that's one of the reasons why, and those are one of the reasons why I came over to Germany, and it has been a wonderful experience so far because of that model that is in place here, like you already talked about. Yeah. And one thing that drew me to you was also, on your website, immigrationsecrets.net, you talk about the immigration spirits. And I'd love you to just explain that to us a bit. Like it's something that's very important. Like you also said, immigration is not just moving from a place to another place, it involves a lot more. And we need that spirit also. So can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so the immigration spirit is actually the power that you have inside of you, the power to move forward,
Mm,
regardless of the difficulties. You see the goal. You don't care how you're going to reach it, but you're going to reach it. The sparkle that you
mm,
have in your eyes, the will to stay at any cost. Because for me, I was willing to pay any price. There was no way I'm going to. I would have gone back, no matter what happened.
mm,
This is what I say. This is what I told myself. I'm here to stay, and I'll pay whatever it takes. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll pay any price, but I'm here for a lifetime. And I'm sure you right now when you look at your journey, there's no way you're going to go back to the life you had before after
no,
what you've experienced.
exactly.
So the immigration spirit is going to determine whether you're going to be successful
Mm,
during at the end of your journey or not. And this
mhm,
is something that is not measurable. I mean, you can measure education at a certain level. You can measure the background. You can measure a lot of other stuff. Which country did you come from, and so on. But you cannot measure the persistence. The persistence is something
mm,
hidden,
mhm,
and it got nothing to do with your education, got nothing to do with how many languages you speak, got nothing to do with what is your job, whether you have a job right now or not, whether you have a visa or not. It's something
mm,
that you have within you. It's like a flame, and
mhm.
the willing, no matter how hard and how tough the situation, uh, you will find a way and you will overcome it and you will move forward.
Yes,
This is the immigration
that's true.
spirit.
Oh, that's great. That's good. Erez, there's something you've done that is so wonderful, which a lot of people have not done. And that is, putting all of this immigration secrets that you've discovered into a book for other immigrants to know about, to help them on their own journey. Like it's a kind of book that I wish I had before coming to Germany. Maybe my journey will have been easier, coming to Germany. So can you tell us a little bit more about your book and tell us, some of those secrets also that are in the book?
Uh, sure. So First of all, the book came from an authentic and honest place. I didn't have books either. When I came, I needed to discover everything on my own. And then, during the journey, I found out that I was helping more and more immigrants. Immigrants asked me questions. I replied. I helped them. And then I thought to myself, if I write a book, it's going to help so many immigrants because the secrets you cannot find elsewhere. There is no books about immigration. People write about other topics. They write about how to get rich, how to maintain your health, how to have a healthy relationship, and so on. But nobody wrote a book about immigration. And then, because right now the whole world is coming to Germany, basically, I knew that this book is going to help a lot of people. And I knew it even if they will not choose to immigrate, it will give them a better perspective about the immigration process. And then they will be able to decide maybe they want to take the journey or not. So, first of all, the book came from I wanted to help others. This is why I wrote it. And also that my own journey was a very, very emotional journey. And it felt so good when I wrote it. It was like, I was releasing everything. I was telling everything. And then it was even, it even made my journey better afterwards because I actually shared. So, and that's why I think it's a good one because you got to understand, Toby, when I came to Germany, I had no smartphone, no social media. I came with absolutely nothing. And then again, people ask me, how did you do it? And then I say, anything is possible because even if you do not have a technology, even if you don't have any connections, you just come with a suitcase. Anything is possible if you just have the will and know the bureaucracy and know how to connect with people, and people help you during your journey. So I think the book can help anyone. And of course, if I would use technology, it for me it would have gone much more faster. But I'm glad I did not have technology at that time because the journey was much more authentic, and I was able to discover things that you cannot without a smartphone, for example. So I guess the secrets that I can tell right now is that once again, it is possible. If you intend to immigrate, you got to understand the rules, the policies of the immigration. And that's why I would suggest to focus on three aspects. Once, you got to have savings, you got to have money, because you don't know when you are going to find a job. If you're a student, then again, you gotta understand that maybe you are allowed to work part time. Maybe it's not going to be enough. So always come with savings. This is number one. Because otherwise you will not be able to finance yourself in your activities. Second, always find the best way for you to immigrate. Ask yourself: are you going to study? Are you going to work there? What is that you're going to do there? And then you can navigate toward the right visa because there are lots of visas. There is artist visa, student visa like you had, working visa, working holiday visa, freelance visa, company's owner visa if you want to establish a company, and so many other ways. Job seeker visa, for example, for non-Europeans. And in my book, I actually describe all of the visas that you can obtain. So what is my purpose? This is number two. What am I going to do? Am I going to study? Am I going to work? And then you choose the right path. The third one, understand that the difficulty that you have at the moment is only temporary. But each and every difficulty, you learn more about yourself. And then, once again, for example, I'll give you an example. When you search for an apartment, maybe it's going to be tough for you. Maybe you find an apartment, you realize that the landlord cheated you or whatever. But then the next time you will search apartment, you know how to watch out. You know the procedure, the policies, and then you will be smarter. The same thing with jobs. Once you apply a job and you do not succeed, you got to understand how the market works, which platforms you should use, what can accelerate the process. So you fail, and then once again you become smarter, and then you know how to do it. So
Yeah,
it's
that's
it's
that's very
it's
true.
it's an ongoing procedure. In addition, I think another important thing is to interact. Another big secret is to interact with other immigrants. I always say that immigrants are your source of information. You can share experience with them, you can share knowledge with them. They tell you something about a new policy, a new immigration policy that you didn't know before, then you can learn from them. So always stick and interact with immigrants. They are your teachers. You can teach them, they can teach you. And once again, build connections, interact with immigrants. They've been through the process. Some of them have maybe another way, another alternative. So it's always good to interact and gain knowledge.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks so much for sharing that. Like, I would love to go back to the first secret that you shared about bringing savings, bringing money along. So, how much money do you think is enough for us to bring along as savings, or as something that we can fall back on before we find a job or source of income?
So in the book, I write that you need at least 10,000 for start, no less than 10,000 euros. Nowadays, you'll have to bring more. You'll have to bring more than 15,000 because of the inflation, because of the prices. The prices got tremendously high over the let's say over the last 2 years. The prices have gone up completely.
Yeah,
I remember I used to
that's true.
live in a shared room. I used to pay like 430 euros per month. Now people want for a room, they want over 600, just to show you the difference. A
Hmm.
whole apartment will cost you much more. So I always
Hmm.
say, bring bring more money, because the prices, everything is changing now. Everything is changing. Everything, our world is constantly changing. So,
Yeah.
so but don't come with less nowadays. I would say do not come with less than 15K.
Hmm. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of money to save up. Yeah, yeah. But also before you mentioned about you going through these emotional experiences at the beginning, like, is it possible for you to share some of these experiences that you had, some of these emotional experiences that you had?
Yes, of course. For me, this journey was not a regular journey,
Mhm.
because I've done the journey, and I really wanted to succeed. For me, it was really important, and I took it like my life was were depending on it.
Mhm.
And from there came the emotions, because I took it tremendously serious. And I speak about loneliness in the book. I speak this is one of the most difficult tasks, difficulties that you'll have to face. I'm sure you felt it too when you're doing the
Yeah.
immigration process on your own. You feel loneliness, how you should solve the
Mhm.
loneliness issue, what you should do. I write everything. I give solutions. So loneliness, this was a very, very emotional thing. The fact that you you need to interact with the society, you need to be part. Because for me, I always wanted to forget my mentality, my where I came from, and I wanted to interact with the German mentality. It was really, really important
Mm.
for me, and this is what actually accelerated my immigration process. So when you encounter lots of personal meeting with people, when you speak with people, and some people try to take advantage of you because you're an immigrant. They think you do not know the rules, the policies, and then
Mm.
you need to know them. You need to protect yourself. So all of those interactions, all of those encounters with strangers, with people, that's what creates the emotional aspects at the end.
Mhm. Yes. And how would you say you were able to overcome some of these challenges or obstacles, like loneliness or being able to understand the German, or the um people around you that are not from Israel, for example? How are you able to overcome all of these challenges and difficulties?
Well, um, I think one of the solutions that I suggest is to go to social gatherings. You know, in Berlin we have lots of social gatherings, lots of bars, lots of places that you can hang out with others, meetings, and then you meet people like you. Then you meet people who are new in the city. Maybe they live there several years, and then you interact with them and exchange ideas with them. This is one solution. Speaking with your parents. This is another one. Work on on your mental state, meditation. There are so many solutions, but I don't want to tell everything. uh, you can read it afterwards,
Yeah.
but
Yes. Yes.
once again, you can live a fulfilled life and overcome the loneliness feeling. That's for sure.
Loneliness. Yes. Someone is out there. Someone is out there asking, Erez, what are the first things I'm supposed to do once I arrive in Germany? Like, what are the most important things for me to do so that I don't maybe miss the deadline or get into the danger of being sent back home, for example? What are the maybe top 10, or let's narrow it down to top five. What are the top five things to do once I arrive in Germany?
Okay, first of all, I think this is the most important thing. Always be alert.
Mm,
Always be alert for new immigration policies. Policies tend to
mm,
change. So it means that not only speak with other immigrants, when you go to the foreigner office, ask questions. Always try to research and try to discover new policy. Maybe there's a new policy that you're not aware of, and then it can save you time. All right.
mm.
So I
Yes.
also tell it about in the book. So you can people who know the policies shorten dramatically the immigration process. Imagine if somebody tell you right now you can gain citizenship after 6 years, and then if you know just a simple procedure. If you didn't know that procedure, you could have gained it after 8 years. All right. So it
Mm.
shows you
Yes.
to know the immigration policies. Always search for new information. Be alert. Number one.
Mm,
Second important thing. Once again, interact with people, gain social connection, improve your social skill.
mm,
This is another thing because then you will be able to find job more easily. You'll be able to expand your net worth. You'll be able to meet new people, and once again, it helps you with the loneliness feeling. Number three, learn the German language. Another important thing. It will create. It will be easier for you both when you go to the foreigner office, when you do other arrangements, when you have afterwards, when you'll have more job opportunities. You'll feel better and feel related to the society. You'll integrate better with the German culture. So learn the
mm.
language. Number three, and we still have two, right? You said five.
Yes. But three is fine. So if
Okay.
yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
we can go
So
on if you want. We can go on.
yes, please go on. Go on. Yeah, if there are more, like, let's
So,
make it five. Let's make it five.
so number
Yes.
four,
Yeah.
appreciate. Appreciate what you have.
Mm,
The fact that you have a roof on top of your head, the fact that you have hot water. Appreciate the little things in life. People do not appreciate. They forget
mm,
where they came from. Appreciate the little things. Know that this is what will help. This is what is going to help you survive the journey.
mm.
So
Yeah.
always appreciate what you have. Always know that don't take those things from granted. Don't just say, "Hey, I have this one. I have this apartment." But how did you get to this apartment? Right? Appreciate the journey.
Mm.
And number five, uh,
Yes.
don't forget to help others. Others will help you, but once you reach stability, help others as well. Remember that you were
Mm.
once one of them when you came to Germany.
Hi.
So always help others. You'll
Yes.
feel better. You'll help them, and they will be able to learn from you. And these are the top five that I can suggest.
I love them. I love number five. Always help others. Like your book is also helping other immigrants out there. It's important for us to help others. And it's also important for us to always appreciate where we are. Like sometimes we tend to forget where we are coming from. And this makes us complain a lot about our current situation. But once we can appreciate the journey so far, we'll be able to be contented with what we have at the moment also. And maybe move forward from there also. Yeah. That's good. And number three, you talked about language. How long do you think it takes to learn the language, to master the language, or to be fluent in the language also?
Well, it depends on the individual. For me, because I was so eager, I studied intensively. I finished everything after 1 year and 9 months, and then I was still practicing afterwards. So I watched YouTube videos, read books, and so on, and now I'm perfectly fluent. So it depends on you. You can do it at a slow pace, or you can do it fast. The more eagerness you have within you, the more enjoyable the process, the more you learn after, let's say, school time. So you have the formal times on after when you do the homework and all that stuff, and then afterwards you still continue to watch videos. You still continue to practice because you like it, not because somebody's forcing you or you need to do it.
True. That's good. Yes. So we can, determine the speed ourselves. The language is not too difficult that will take years to learn. You can determine how fast you want to learn the language. Good. Awesome. And in your book, you talk about one thing that's very important, and that's about finding a job. And because it's important for us to finance ourselves here. So can you share some tips for immigrants? Like how can they find jobs here, maybe without a European passport? What are the things to look out for while searching for a job?
Great question. So first of all, you got to know that if you come without a European passport, you need to have a sponsorship from a company. Now, the good news is that most of the companies, 99%, will give you a sponsorship. And once again, you got to prove yourself. So in the book, I suggest several platforms. You can apply through those platforms. I also suggest use technology, social media for that too. A platform like LinkedIn, great platform to apply, to connect with people. But you need to do it in a smart way, in an elegant way. You need to stay calm during your job interviews. I even have a chapter in my book called "Important Question Before and During Your Job Interview." What you should ask
Yes.
if that company is suitable for you or not. You know more about the company. So it's a whole new chapter. I tell more about it in the book. But once again, you gotta use your intelligence. You gotta connect, and you gotta know that even if you miss an opportunity, there will be more to come. It's not the end of the world. Even if you wanted to work in that company, and that company rejected you, no worries. You'll still have endless opportunities during your journey. So always stay optimistic.
Always stay optimistic. That's good. Yes. And you can share maybe two questions that we have to ask to know if that job is suitable for us. Are they how to best prepare for an interview, and maybe two questions that are very important for us to know or to ask us?
Yeah. So the first question, the first thing that I would suggest before entering a company, very simple. Check out whether it's a German company or not. Why is it important, you think?
Yes. Why is it?
It's important because if you know that this is a German company and that company was established in Germany, the company will stay in Germany. However, if it's a foreign company, let's say it's a Dutch company or an American company, there's always a chance that that company will close the office in Germany and then move to the original location, and then you'll be out of job. That's why it's important to know. It happens a lot, especially here in Berlin. A company, let's say a foreign company comes here, then it has a project, and then they work several years, and then they close everything down, and then the employees are out of job. So always check the size of the company, how many people work there, when was it established. Find out if you can relate to the company and so on. By the way, you can Google my name, Erez Agam, discussion. I tell a lot about that in a YouTube video. Also, I share some secrets regarding LinkedIn in that video. So you can check it out. And also, you wanted 3 questions. How many questions you want?
2
questions. The second one, understand your right as an employee. Find out what is the minimum time that they can provide you unlimited contract. All right, which is really, really important. Now, the maximum time is 2 years, but you may ask it before. If a company finds that you're a good employee, they can give it you after 1 year, for example, or even after 6 months. It really depends. So always see, because then it gives you kind of like a stability. I always say, do not rely on unlimited contract. Rely on your skills and your your professionalism. But having unlimited contract calms you down, gives you kind of like a safe
Security.
place. Yeah, exactly.
Mm,
So,
yes,
but
yes.
I actually have a whole chapter. So I strongly suggest to read the book. I also tell a very very important thing about employees' rights. Do you really know when
Yes.
people can fire you? Do you really know how what are your rights as an employee? Okay, what can you demand from a company? It's really important, because
Mm,
99% of nine people, including German themselves, they don't know.
mm. Yeah.
So it can actually give you a better perspective about the whole concept of the German job market.
Oh, that's good. Yes, that's very very true. I'm going to place the link to your YouTube, your website, and every other links in the show notes of this episode to encourage anyone to just click on the links, copy the links, watch the video, and
So
just learn
I would
more about.
suggest, first of all, go to my website. Go to my website, immigrationsecrets.net. You have all of
Mm,
the info there, including some interviews.
yes.
Second, if you are using LinkedIn, you can add me on LinkedIn. Erez Agam,
Mhm.
find me on LinkedIn. I also advertise. I also publish articles on LinkedIn on a regular
Yeah.
basis. And third, check out the book. You can purchase it on Amazon. The book, once again, called Berlin's Immigration Secrets. You can read it, enjoy it, and find out all the secrets.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
That's awesome. Yes. But I have like two questions to
Sure.
ask. That's it's very important things that I believe we all need to know about. And that's about, for example, accommodation. Like what I should pay attention to when we are trying to settle down by getting a good accommodation, looking at the right location to, reside in, maybe because of security reasons, maybe some people have this fear of racism, or maybe some areas are not so safe for immigrants, or it's you understand that
Well,
kind of
it's
a
a very
dilemma that
very
we
it's a
have.
very very good question what you're asking. I don't know how the situation in Hamburg, but I can tell you
Mhm.
here in Berlin, people don't even care. They just want to find apartments. Because the demand
Yeah.
is so huge, is so high,
Mm,
people don't even
mm,
care where they are going to live. If they find an apartment, they like won the lottery for them, because it's tremendously hard,
yeah.
especially nowadays. When I came, it was more flexible, let's say this. Now the whole world is coming, and people are really really struggling. In addition to, on top of that, they need to pay a really high renting prices. So they really do not care about the area. They just want to settle, and that's it for them. Because you got to
Yeah.
understand, once you're immigrating, you really do not care about where you're going to live. You really want it to be in a central place, and then after a while, you're starting to find out what are the hot spots, what are the best locations. But at first, people
Mhm.
don't even have time to think about it. They don't have
Mm,
time to be picky. They just find a place, settle, and then going with their routine life, and then maybe afterward they change. But the most of people, they don't really tend to be picky, and they just want to settle. Um,
yeah.
that's my advice. If you find a place, you find it to be good, just settle in that place, and that's it.
Yes. And the other question is going to be about, integration. Like, are there like some ways we could integrate into the German community, for example? And this can be applied to other communities too, where people are immigrating to. But are there some ways to immigrate or to integrate into a new culture, a new tradition? And do you lose yourself, your own identity in this process of integrating into a new system?
Well, for me, throughout the entire book, I tried to escape my identity. I tried to escape my mentality, because I didn't like it. I like the German one. I like privacy. I like quiet. I like the culture. I like the German history. I like the language. I like the accent. I like everything. So
Mm,
for me, it was much more easier to integrate with the German society. However, it was not that easy to disconnect because the mentality is something that goes with you everywhere, and it's kind of like hunting you wherever you go. But identity, I think, is something that you can choose. Once again, as I mentioned, you can adopt identity. But once again, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to forget your previous one. So the thing is, just do what's comfortable for you. If you do not comfortable to eat different types of food that not relate to your culture, don't do it. Stick with your own food. If you don't feel maybe comfortable to connect or to approach, people from let's say German people, if you think at first it's going to be hard for you to express yourself, then hang out with foreigners, and then later you can approach. It's not a race. You can do it until you feel comfortable. I strongly suggest that you do start to develop connection and speak with Germans and improve your German skills as soon as possible,
Yeah.
because it's going to help you. But I think it depends on you as an individual, uh, general speaker. So the process tends to change from one person to the other.
Mhm. That's true. You're totally right. Thank you so much, Erez, for everything you've shared with me in this episode. I really appreciate it. Anyone who's asking me about immigration tips or ideas, I'm going to direct them to your website, to your YouTube channel, to your book
No,
also.
no, no. Once again,
And,
I gotta correct. I don't have a YouTube. I interview on other YouTube. I don't have my own YouTube channel.
sorry, yeah, but I found a lot of YouTube channels with your videos, so I
Yeah.
thought you had it.
So if you can go to YouTube, type my name, then you find lots of interviews. But what I do suggest, if you read the book, highly appreciate it. If you leave an honest review on Amazon and enjoy it, it's going to be very interesting. Enjoy the book.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erez. I really appreciate this.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Wow, you made it to the very end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. I'm grateful for your time, your love, and your contributions. Subscribe, like, review, and share this podcast. God bless you. Bye. Bye.